Going to talk to you about an unknown AI stock that really, quite frankly, used to be a mess 3 years ago. Not good, but it's not on anybody's radar. $14 billion in AI infrastructure deals signed. This is a company no one's talking about, no one's looking at, and I'm going to share it with you because this one could be insane. There are some risks, but we're going to talk about everything you need to know. Also, on the screen here, you see how right here, that's a buy alert to a sell alert in 2 days, 61%. I'm going to show you how you can use a simple piece of software later in the video, how you can print money using this, like knowing when to buy and knowing when to sell any stock out there. I'm going to share that with you here in a little bit as well. Okay, so the company I want to talk to you about is Lumen. Why is no one Lumen? No, excuse me. That was funny. Why is no one talking about Lumen? Because it's in the fiber optic cabling business, and that is boring, essentially, right? It's not as exciting as NVIDIA or AMD. It's not as exciting as GPUs and memory and all that kind of stuff. And as I mentioned at the top of the video, this has been a little bit of a mess about 3 years ago. They've since pivoted. Lots of good stuff coming. Lots of good stuff happening. I'm going to give you all those details in just a minute. But you can see in the last month, it's up 22%, 1 year, 170%. Now, you might go, well, it's already up 170%, Austin. Look, I think this one is massively undervalued. I'm going to give you that number here in just a minute. You're going to see how undervalued this company is. Okay, so let's jump into this, and I'm going to share with you everything you need to know. So look, this is a former telecom wreck that has, I apologize, 13 billion in AI contracts, not 14. I gave you the wrong number at the top of the video. $13 billion in AI contracts. Okay, in infrastructure contracts. It is signing deals with every single hyperscaler out there: Microsoft, Google, Amazon, AWS, you name it. They are jumping on board with this company and signing these deals. Okay, so right, let's continuing on. Again, it's not as exciting as NVIDIA and all that kind of stuff. So Lumen stocks has gained 416% in the last 3 years. It is nearly 13 billion in contracts with AI hyperscalers, and Anthropic are both building products around Lumen's networks. The stock formerly known as CenturyLink is up 170% in the past year alone. I showed you that number here just a minute ago. Why is no one talking about it? I mentioned at the top of the video, fiber is boring. It's not as exciting. It doesn't make GPUs. It doesn't make memory. It doesn't train LLMs, all that kind of stuff. Lumen has, but look at this. Lumen has nearly 80 million miles of fiber optic cabling connecting 139 data centers across North America, and each hub connects to the others over high-speed fiber at 400 gigabytes per second. I could stop there and pretty much be done. Look, when you're talking about hyperscalers and you're talking about AI and you're talking about these massive data centers, they have to move data across the United States and, quite frankly, beyond that. That data has to move seamlessly and very, very fast. And Lumen, with their high-speed fiber optic cabling this legacy system that's been in place for years, it is the key. And it is the reason that you're seeing Amazon and Google and Anthropic and all these guys, right? Microsoft signing major deals. This fiber is increasingly valuable. Okay. AI workloads move massive amount of data, between training clusters, inference servers, multiple cloud providers, blah, 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 blah. Much of it is traveling over Lumen's infrastructure, especially over long distance. We're talking about, guys, the fiber outside of the data center. I have talked about, like, Corning. They make the cabling that's inside the data center. This is outside the data center to move that data from one data center to another, or so forth, right? Between multiple cloud servers, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so again, they've been signing deals with biggest names in tech: Microsoft, Anthropic, AWS, Alphabet, all that kind of stuff. These are not speculative partnerships. $13 billion in AI deals alone. Okay, so in May, they announced a $475 million acquisition of Alkira, a software company specializing in cloud-to-cloud connectivity. This deal targets what the industry calls east-to-west traffic, data moving between data centers and cloud environments rather than from users to the cloud. Okay, the deal could compress years of product development into months and reduce Lumen's capital expenses by 100 to 200 million over time. But listen to this. Okay, so this is kind of the bad, if you will. Okay, so this is about a turnaround story. And I will remind you that people like Warren Buffett, all those guys, what do? They buy companies and stocks when they are devalued, when they are in this period where there is still significant financial value if it's just turned around and done right. And I think that is what Lumen has done here. 3 years ago, Lumen was a mess. The stock had collapsed to around $1 per share. The company was bleeding cash, weighed down by legacy telecom services nobody wanted, i.e., ironically, that AI fiber optic cabling was one of those assets that was perceived as weighing it down. Value investors bought the stock for its generous dividend and got crushed when the dividend disappeared. And the AI boom happened. Suddenly, Lumen's massive fiber network was not an expensive liability. It was a strategic asset. The company pivoted hard, signing what it calls private connectivity fabric deals with hyperscalers worth nearly $13 billion plus, and more of those deals are obviously coming in play, right? It paid down debt by raising cash, all that kind of stuff. It wants to become, this is per the CEO, Lumen wants to become the infrastructure layer for enterprise AI, one network, any cloud, total control, okay? So here's the risks. The company is unprofitable. It is unprofitable. So price to earning ratios do not make sense. Despite the recent paydown, Lumen's debt is still over $17 billion. But listen to this, but the valuation remains cheap at 0.9 times sales, and hyperscalers keep signing beefy checks. If you're looking for AI exposure that doesn't involve buying NVIDIA at 21 times sales, Lumen is worth taking a look. But again, it's boring. It's cabling. It's fiber optic cabling outside of the data centers. This is one that you might ought to think about because it's one that nobody is talking about. And I think that there's some significant play here. I am going to put some money into this one. I think there's something here. Do I expect it to go exponentially up hard? No, but I think that this is one that that investors will continue to discover from videos like this as we see more and more people understand that the data has to move outside of the AI data centers, right? It has to move sometimes from east to west or west to east. It has to move across the country. It has to move across the globe and all that kind of stuff. So as I mentioned at the top of the video, if you're looking for a way to make even more money trading stocks and you want to know when to buy and when to sell, I've got something for you. And so that's what I want to share with you right now. So look, this is Rigetti right here. You can see this is a buy alert to a sell alert. And you can see in 2 days, it's a 61% move up. And said a different way, if you would have bought here and sold here, $1,000 bought in, you would have made over $617 in profit. You want to see another one? This is Ondo right here. Next, Ondera, I apologize. Let's see. It is Ondis. I apologize. There it is. Ondis right there. So you can see there's a buy alert. We do not have a sell alert, but you see that buy alert came in before that stock just took off. 2 days ago, it's up 42%. So $1,000 bought would have already made you a profit of $429. This is another one, Qubit right here. 2 days, like that's a buy alert to a sell alert right there. It's 2 days, 63% up. So that's what the software does. It runs on an iPhone, runs on Android, runs on any computer. It tells you when to buy and when to sell. Now, here's the key. It is literally only about $1 a day to use the software. So there's a link in the description below this video for you to go check out. This is my software. I have built the software. I spent over $30,000 developing the software. I've actually just invested another $20,000 in it to do some even cooler stuff that's coming on the horizon. And if you're an existing customer, you're going to get those cool new features as well. Okay. So the link down there, look, it's about $1.10 a day to use the software after that discount. There's a discount code down there as well. There's a 30-day, no questions asked money back guarantee. So that means that you can try the software for 30 days. You don't like it for any reason, you get a complete and instant refund. You have zero risk in this equation, zero, because I'm simply giving this to you and saying, you can try it. If you don't like it, you get a discount. So you can choose the monthly, quarterly. Quarterly is the cheapest on a per day basis, by the way. Okay. And also there's live training in the members area every week. I have a live coach, live guy, person. He's great. And he helps you with everything, set up everything. By the way, you're up and running in about 15 minutes. So it's not real hard to use it, but he can help you make even more money with little, tips and tricks and all this kind of cool stuff. And I just gave you 3 examples right here. This is Qubit, D-Wave right here. See, boom, 2 days, 63%. Rigetti, 2 days, boom, buy, sell, 61%. Ondis, buy, no sell alert yet. So it's still running. It's going to tell you when to sell at the top. And you can see like right here, it did it right here. It tells you when to buy and when to sell. Look, this is what the smart people who are investing, they use trading indicators like this that take all this kind of comprehensive analytical data and just turns it into a very simple format, a buy alert and a sell alert, and tells you when to buy and when to sell any stock you want all the time. Okay, that's what it does. So if you want to try it, Links are in the description below. Boom, right down there. Go give it a look. Go try it. You have zero risk in it. Remember, you have that 30-day, no questions asked, money back refund guarantee. You have live coaching. It's about $1.10 a day. You spend more than $1 a day on stuff that doesn't make you a penny. So why not try something different? You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing every day, expecting something different results. So have you made any strives or any efforts or anything to try to make even more money trading stocks? I'm offering you one right here for $1 a day. Give it a look. Links are down there. Go give it a try. Thanks for giving me a few minutes. I'll see you.